Hello and welcome to the Talking Locs with Locitude podcast. I am your host, Ade Balogun, and this episode is produced by Xavage Media. In this episode, we happen to have Xavage Media on, and it's going to be a recap of Season 2 and an intro to Season 3. With me today is Yomi Savage of Xavage Media. Yomi, can we get to meet you?
Hey, I'm Yomi Savage with Xavage Media, the producer of the Talking Locs podcast. Nice to meet you.
Cool. Okay, Yomi, we're going to be doing a recap, so I'm going to start with a few questions like, why did you choose to save me from the first horrible 7 episodes of Season 1? Why did you choose to join the Locitude podcast?
You know, you got to give yourself some credit.
Hey.
It wasn't that terrible. It just wasn't produced. You know what I mean? It was just you talking for, 30 minutes to an hour?
No. It was just 5 to 10 minutes on each episode.
All right, it wasn't bad. You actually have a pretty good, cadence for podcasting. Yeah,
Thank you.
But the reason that I wanted to, contribute is because, for a while, actually before you met me, or before we met, I had started Xavage Media about a month earlier, officially.
Right.
And I was eager to find something to involve, myself with. And then when you sent me that your Season 1, I was like, okay, this is not a bad start, and you also have like a really good following, a really good niche, that the fact that you're talking about locks, a subject that I even like talking about, even though I don't have locks.
We're going to get to that.
Okay.
We're definitely going to get to that.
Okay. So yeah, it just interested. I was interested, because of what you were talking about, your professionalism, and I thought that it would be a perfect opportunity to actually start flexing Xavage Media's muscle.
Awesome. I was actually very happy that we did meet and that you were interested in helping me take the podcast to, another level. Season 2 ended up being 12 fantastic episodes. I'm very happy, we did it. I actually cannot believe that there are about 20 episodes already on the podcast. Which of them was your favorite?
Oh, man. We had a lot of good ones. We had a lot of good ones. I think my favorite was the one with Nelly.
Okay, Locs and Feminism.
It was a very, powerful insight on feminism and what it's like to be a woman in a country like Nigeria.
Right.
What that actually means, what it looks like. Even though I'm Nigerian, born in Nigeria, I was raised here. So
here being
America, okay?
Yeah.
The DMV.
Okay.
So I did not have a glimpse to what it was like, from a woman's perspective to be, to have been raised in Nigeria. That was powerful.
Okay, yeah. Awesome.
And she did a great job capturing it.
I think she did. Well, speaking to my favorite episode, I really enjoyed all of them. I can't just say most of them now. I am on the podcast. I enjoyed all of them actually, but some of the ones that struck out to me was the one we did on Islam. I kind of felt like the conversation was going in a different... yeah, we got it. I felt like the conversation was going in a different... was going to go in a different way, but Shola actually brought some insights from not just Islamic perspective, but how her hair intertwines with her religion and sex, and I found that very entertaining and interesting. It was quite something. And I think the one we did with Aliyah and Precious, Locks and Kids, that was also a very good episode. Aliyah was awesome.
You know who was awesome?
Tell me.
Aliyah is the kid?
Yeah, Aliyah is the kid.
Aliyah is the kid.
Yes.
Aliyah was fantastic. I've never heard a kid, what was she, 6 years old?
Yes.
She's very articulate for a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing to witness.
Great. We had quite a time. But now let me ask you, what didn't you like about producing the Talking Locs podcast? Oh man.
I don't know if I can say I just didn't like it. You are a, I don't even want to call you one, but you are a nagger, yo. You are a nagger, but you know what? To get stuff done, you just gotta be,
on it.
You gotta be on it, so I can respect that.
You see, but we actually got the job done.
We got it done, and
we
we
got it done
beautifully. But another thing that I didn't, I can't say I understand it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I wish, that you had the balls. Okay, I'm just gonna say I wish you had the balls sometimes when you were conducting some of these interviews to push a little harder and push a little deeper on controversial issues.
Like throughout the podcast and even in season 3, which is upcoming, I keep saying things like I'm not naturally controversial, but I felt personally this is good feedback from you, and I will try and ask the more pungent questions. However, I felt like some of the issues were distracting from the topic that I was trying to bring to light, because the common thing in Talking Locs is locks. And when you're talking about LGBTQ or feminism or age, it has various other sides to it that you can talk to for time on end. But I just felt like I wanted to keep it focused, and when I felt like the conversation was going to take us away from the hair, I tried to keep it back. I know that's an excuse, but
okay, I'm gonna ask you. I'm just stop you right there.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yes, locks is the tie-in, right?
Yes.
But why title it something like locks in religion or locks in Islam or locks in LGBTQ if you don't really want to talk about those issues?
No, I don't think it's not talking about those issues, but it's actually seeing how those issues intertwine with the hair. How you cannot stereotype somebody by anything in particular. I was just trying to show you that in a locks individual, there are various individuals, and it's basically trying to break that stereotype. So I'm not necessarily trying to how will I put it, advocate for some of the perspectives that we brought to the table, but just trying to unstereotype all of that. I don't know if that makes any sense.
It makes sense to me. It does make sense. I see that you're just trying to, counter the stereotypes that are out there, the negative stereotypes that are associated with wearing locks.
Yes.
I get it, right? But it's also an opportunity for people who have no idea of, these other topics that we're adding on to the locks, to get an education and actually see what various perspectives people hold on those issues as well. But I get you. I understand.
No, but like I said, I think it's good feedback, and this is just basically more content and opportunities to do more in the future. So we'll see what season 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 brings, and let's see how my interviewing skills, grow, and maybe I become like an opera.
Okay. But it's actually a very interesting way you pair the topics. How did you even pick the topics?
Oh, that's a tricky question. So of course, so to the benefit of the listeners, yes, the first idea I had was locks and the corporate world, because in Nigeria you do still have some companies that have in their handbooks and their employee guidebooks that they cannot wear their hair natural or locked, and I felt like that was a topic to have, and I thought it was very powerful because we spoke to a man with locks that had worked in the corporate world in Nigeria. So Chinedum was my first inspiration of a good everyday people to start with. And then after I interviewed Chinedum, I sent you Xavage Media that recording. He listened to it and he got hooked. And then we actually worked together with him, bringing up ideas of almost like 50% of the episodes that you got to hear. So thank you very much, Xavage Media, for not just being a producer, but part of the, I don't even know what you call it, creative team for Talking Locs podcast. Yeah. Okay, now moving on, I would like to talk about the beats to that podcast. I really did like it, and every time we successfully put out a podcast and I would listen to it and it gets to the end, I'm always like, hey, and always practicing my twerking skills. Guys, that shit's hard. I haven't gotten it yet. But so, what beats are you giving us for season 3? Even though it's Meet the Expert season, is it going to be a serious beat, or would I be able to practice my twerking skills?
On season 2, I thought, I wanted something with a little bit of a bounce. A little bit of mellow chill, but with a bounce, and upbeat. But I think with season 3, I'm going to go a little bit more mellow, a little bit more lo-fi, because you're talking to experts who are a little bit more serious. Not to say that the people, contributors in season 2 aren't serious, but you're talking about like
From an expert point of view.
you're talking about things from an expert point of view.
Okay.
And I want to, find an audio that can actually feel like you're being, prepped, for a good, nice, intelligent, intellectual conversation.
Okay, we'll get to see. We'll get to see what that sounds like. But maybe I'll start learning how to wind my waist to this new mellow bit or something. But anyway, I usually get excited whenever we put out an episode, and once the bit comes up, it was the thing that got me excited. So I think at this point, it would be nice to give a special shout out to everybody who was on the season 2 podcast, and I'm just going to go through the list of what we produced. There was Locs and the Corporate World with Chinedum. You were fantastic. Thanks for setting it, being the first man, and you did a good job of setting the tone. Fantastic. And it was really good. There was episode 2 rather, Locs and Health with Tony Yoshino. That was actually quite an emotional episode as well. Just seeing how someone's hair can be an active participation in how you care for your health. She's a sickle cell carrier, and that episode was actually a very good one. And by the way, if you haven't listened to this podcast, you've missed something. You should please go back and listen. And even if you already have Locs, it's interesting to hear other people share their stories and their experiences. There was Mrs. Boboade with Locs and Aging, Shola Bello, Locs and Islam, Pamela Ade, thank you so much. She also gave us a special discount to see her movie Ife. I've been seeing her Instagram posts. Something else is coming. She's doing another.
Oh, really?
I don't want to say the wrong thing. If it's another movie or another short film or another series, I'm not sure, but something new is coming from Pamela, and we should probably
get. What was the name of the previous short film?
It was called Ife.
Oh man,
Ife was really good.
That was good.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good.
That was good.
It was good, and I think if you are lucky, there's still a discount code, and if you listen to episode 5 of the season 2 of the Talking Locs podcast, you can benefit from that. There was Locs and Kids with Aliyah and Precious. That was an awesome one. And there was a fun and heartfelt episode with Isabella and Mr. Melange. That was actually a very good one as well. Locs and Fitness with Dolapo Phillips. She dropped some gold gems, and even though
she was dropping a lot of jewels,
a lot
of health and
not
nutrition
gems.
jewels.
Yeah, that word.
Yeah.
But that was really good. I still don't have my 6-packs yet. I know what I'm doing wrong, but hey, my hair is still thriving a little bit. I sweat every now and then. There was Locs and Travel.
Big up to Dolly Phillips.
Yeah. There was Locs and Travel where we spoke to my very good friend Gumu, who took me up Mount Kenya and Mount Kilimanjaro. Yomi, when are you climbing a big mountain?
When you want to go.
Okay.
You let me know. I'm down. I'm a hiker.
Okay. All right. Challenge accepted. Himalayas?
We could do Himalayas.
Okay, let's see. But Gumu, that was awesome. He kind of took us to Kenya, the UK, and currently Doha, where he is. That was actually interesting, learning his experiences with his hair. There was Locs on Feminism, which is Yomi's favorite episode. There was the Locs Brothers. Special thanks to the Isaac brothers, Alex, Mo, Ben, and Muse. They were quite good in that episode. It was a balanced perspective of the more like the African in America experience of having locks. And it's surprising how, even if you're African in America, you're pretty much still very much African, because your parents, they all went to the same school of African parents and believe that you're irresponsible when you do it. So it was interesting to learn the similar experiences. And for the... Okay, go on.
I was just want to give a shout out to Muse for helping us coordinate getting all the brothers together. So big up to the Isaacs.
Yeah. And then there was the last and final one. Trudy Greenland from Jamaica. Oh my God, I was obsessed. I really wanted to end the Everyday People with Locs series with somebody from Jamaica, and it was proving difficult. And then I realized, oh my God, Locitude has such a huge network in Nigeria that is easy to find people based off of what you're thinking. But once I left that comfort zone, it was like, this is never going to happen. I was trying to, end on other topics. But Trudy came through, and it was really interesting learning about locks from a Jamaican perspective. And, knowing that, Jamaica doesn't equal Rasta. So that was good. So, hey, there you have it. 12 episodes of season 2 of the Talking Locs with Loctitude podcast. In season 3, we are going to be talking to several experts. We're going to be talking to a trichologist, a psychologist, a fitness communicator who is certified in nutrition, a product manufacturer, a loctician, and a dermatologist. This upcoming season is packed full with serious, interesting, useful, educative information. And I would really, really like for you to stay tuned and continue to listen in. So, Yomi, any last words for our listeners?
I would just like to thank everybody for listening and tuning in. We thank you for your support, and all the contributors saying we thank you for chipping in. Just making this show what it is. We're very grateful, and I hope you all continue to tune in, listen to season 3, and continue showing us support as we grow this brand.
Yay! All right, so thank you so much for listening and tuning into the Locitude Talking Locs with Locitude podcast. I can't talk all of a sudden anymore. My name is Ade Balogun again, and many thanks to our producer Yomi Xavage of Xavage Media for hosting this bonus episode with us. You can find the podcast on Google, Stitcher, Amazon now. Actually, we're now on Amazon and Audible, Deezer, Spotify, everywhere you find your podcast. Or if I'm not on your podcast, let me know. I'm going to get on that podcast. We're also on YouTube. Please don't forget to subscribe and rate us on platforms that allow you to rate us. We'll be very grateful to hear your feedback. Also, don't forget to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We are at Locitude, Locitude. And many, many, many thanks to all our customers, past, present, and future. And I'm so happy to say that, I'm so happy to say that Locitude is now not just only located in Lagos, Nigeria, but we do have a branch in Silver Spring, Maryland, US. And it's been awesome in this past 3 weeks, just starting up and having Nigeria refer customers and having the US embrace us. So thank you so much. I guess that's it for now, and we will be giving you the first episode of season 3 before you know it. In the meantime, don't forget to keep it locked with an attitude. Bye.
Peace.